Recently, I've purchased too many fantasy books to decide which one to start first, so I put the decision in Instagram's hands. However, there is a twist: they don't know which book they'll be choosing. So sit back and relax, hopefully with a face mask and a book, and enjoy.
Hey guys, I'm jumping in. This is actually me while editing this video, realizing I've done a terrible job at explaining what this video is. So this definitely isn't an original idea. I did get it from Sarah and quite a few other booktubers because they've done it as well, where Instagram blindly chooses your reads for the week, and I decided to do it but fantasy edition. So to do this, you just put up an Instagram post, color in the photos of the books so that you can't see the covers, and you put on a few emojis to describe what the book is about or just reflect it towards what the cover is or the name of the title. Most of mine were based around the title or the name of the book. Yes, so throughout this you'll see me talking about when I'm uploading, and I'll just show you guys a video of me posting it and what emojis I use. But I just wanted to give a little bit of an explanation before we jumped into the video because I didn't quite fully explain it at the start. Here we are. I hope you enjoy. Keeps moving. I'm sorry if the screen keeps moving. I'm in the car and every time I make a movement the screen starts moving on my tripod, so I'll try to stay still. So last night I put up a story to let you guys choose which fantasy book to start, and you guys got to vote over the last 24 hours. I did check this morning and it has come through, and it looks like Powerless has won. So I did have the option of either Powerless or Divine Rivals. You guys obviously didn't know from the photo, but these were the options. I've just now pulled up to my local shops and I'm going to go into Starbucks. I feel like reading out at a coffee shop today, and I might do some book shopping, walk around, see what's here. Let's go get into some fantasy reading, get our head out of this world and into a different world, because that is why I read, to escape the real world. All right, let's go. Just leaving the shops now. I did get up to page 50 of Powerless, and so far I'm really liking it. The premise of the book is like surrounded around humans, and then like the human Imperials, which means like they have like superpowers. 2 seconds. Basically, Imperials say that ordinaries are not okay and that they need to be wiped out. So far I've met 2 of the characters, which their main characters are Kay and Kaden. I think that was their names from what I remember. I'm really liking it. It's just really interesting. I'm really in my fantasy era, honestly. I'm just loving reading about different worlds and world building and like getting to understand what's happening. Yeah, I'm super excited. just got up to chapter 18 and they've just had like a little play fight during their training. So far, chapter 18, 151 pages I got up to. So it has been a day since I last spoke with you, because yesterday I actually didn't read anything. I had quite a busy day and then I was just so tired and went straight to sleep. So it is the following day. So far, I'm really liking it. It is actually so interesting. There is the Imperials and then there are just the Ordinaries. The Ordinaries are just regular humans and the Imperials have gained these powers. And the king of the Imperials has decided that he wants to wipe out all of the Ordinaries, and if anyone's ever caught as an Ordinary by someone who is in of power, they basically get... Right now there is an event that happens. I honestly have forgotten the name of the event. The Purging Trials. So I think this happens like every few years. They have 6 or 7 contestants or something like that. They go in and they do all these trials, and whoever wins at the end is like, it's a survival of the fittest basically. Now she's met Kai, and Kai and her have now been like having this really flirty banter and I'm loving it. But technically she hates his guts. It's really fast paced, but we still get enough like background. I don't really have like an idea of like where this is going yet. We haven't really got too much that I think would be leading to like a plot twist or anything, but I mean, I'm not like the smartest there in the head, so it's probably going to go right over my head. But I'm going to take down any notes I have of like what I might think it might be. Today I'm going to try and read as much as I can. I just want to at least get past the 50% mark today. So technically I'm sitting outside the gym because my partner is in the gym, and I thought I was gonna go, so I dressed for the gym, and then I was like, I'd rather not, so I've decided to read in the car. This is my workout. It's all mental, you know? I'll check in with you guys anyway once I've read a little bit more, because I think it's basically the same update as yesterday. Do you know what's crazy? Like, I'm getting like Hunger Game vibes from this because of like the trials, and they're having these interviews in front of the kingdom. Like, it just seems so Hunger Game-esque, but it's not. I'm really liking it. It's so fun. And plus, like, I feel like Kai, who's the main boy character in here, he's just so ruthless but so cute. He is just everyone, and then he will just say the cutest things about Caden, and I'm like, oh my god, he's so nice. He is so sweet. Like, so to him saying something about her in like the first few chapters. I drown in her blue eyes. Every time our gazes meet, it's like ice meeting the hottest fire, like grey mist rising from the deep blue ocean. Are you kidding me? There are so many quotes like this throughout here that he's just talking about her, but then you'll go into like a physical fight with her or something. He's so hot and cold, it's so funny. Like, I just love his inner thoughts. I love the lyricalness to some of the things that he's saying. It's just so beautiful. Oh my god, I love it. Realized I've probably picked the most busiest spot. I might need to change locations, but I'll see. Anyway, I just got back from the op shop, so it is the next day, and I have finished Powerless, but I'm going to show you what I got from the op shop first. Op shop must be an Australian term, because every time I say that, I think Americans and British people get confused, but it's like a charity shop, a thrift shop. Those, you know, Australians just call it op shop. But I got a long black maxi. It's literally just long and black. It's quite thick as well, so I thought this would be perfect for like the in-between season, which is right now, so I'm happy about that. I found the Divergent series, and I don't think these are the original covers. The original covers, I remember it being like ugly and they had like a mist on them, so I think these are the second covers. Got Divergent, Allegiant, Insurgent. I've personally only got into reading in like the last 3 years, so I never actually read the series as a child, so I've watched all the movies but never read it. So I feel like now that I've got these, I'm definitely going to give them a read, because I have a feeling they'd be better than watching a movie. This is so loud. I am going to move spots because every time I go to open my mouth, a truck, a car, multiple cars all drive past. Okay, we made it to a new spot. I'm sure you probably still hear the rain because it is raining today. Autumn is finally here. I finished Powerless last night, technically afternoon, but oh, the rain's getting a bit loud. Hopefully the sound of rain is going to be calming for the video if you can hear it. I gave it till today to give my final rating, but I'm going to give it a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. Definitely if you love like Hunger Games vibes, this is like very similar with the trials and also the interviews that they have and like the leading up to the actual trial itself, like having the balls and those sorts of things. Very Hunger Game-esque, how they put a lot of effort into their clothing, and yeah, the build up towards the end was well paced. I think I really enjoyed that. The vibes were so good. It's like made me really upset because as soon as I finished it and I read that last chapter, I was like, oh my god, I need to go and see when the next book is out, because you know, it comes out in May, yeah, May next year, 2024. So I literally want to die right now. There's a sneak peek at the end of this. I don't know if all the books have it, but there's a sneak peek at the next book, and fuck, it was so good. The sneak peek was so good, and it was just like, I need the book now. I need it now. I just know it's going to be better than this one. I just feel like her writing's going to get better. Even though this is her debut, it was really good. I feel like she's going to handle it really well. Just like, it's just been set up really nicely from this book now, and I feel like it's just going to get better, and I hope she does it justice. So once I finished this, I was just in such a reading mood yesterday because I read so much of this book yesterday. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep going because I'm in such a good mood. Now is where I introduce you guys to the second book that you guys have voted on for me to read. So I'm gonna put up on the screen the books that were to be chosen, and here is me putting them up on my Instagram story for you guys to choose and vote. And this one was so close, and either of these books I was happy to read. I was like, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to be happy. I feel like that's going to be the same across all the books I'm putting up for this series, but I was like, it's in your guys' hands, whatever. I don't care what I read. It came down to 51 and 49%. Like the whole day I was watching it was just like One Dark Window, and then it went down to Belladonna, and it just kept going back and forth, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be so close. One Dark Window actually won by the 24-hour time frame. So I did start this last night, and I've just now put up my next set of stories for the next one, so hopefully I can finish this today or tomorrow, and then I can start reading the next one, and I'll let you guys know which one wins. I'm so excited to read this because in the meantime, since buying it, I've seen a lot of people mention that they've liked this better than Fourth Wing, and then as I've just put up the story and did the voting, Shelby had just put up on her TikTok saying that she was loving this book, and I always love her recommendations. It's just made me so much more excited to read this, and the fact that everyone's now picking it up, I'm just like, I'm so glad that I'm getting it now, because the next book comes out next month. This is where I'm upset with myself, because Powerless second book in the series is now out to next year. The second book for One Dark Window, which is the Shepherd King series, book 2 is not out till next month. I just hope that the book that's chosen next from you guys, the next book is already out in the series, so that I can continue and not put myself through this mental stress. Because Shelby's already put up a story saying that she had sat there staring at her ceiling for at least 10 minutes after finishing the book. And I just know that the cliffhanger is going to be so much that I won't be able to handle another month till the next book. So you guys better pick a good book next time, because I'll be so upset if you choose another unfinished series. Did get up to page 100, exactly 100. I've got 2 tabbing colors. I'm not tabbing as much in this book, but I'm tabbing important things. I've got tabbings for things that I think are relevant to the plot, or just things that I want to remember about like the fantasy world, like for reference later on, so I've put them under one color. And then interactions with, what are their names again? No, this is, guys, fantasy books are hard. Okay, Elspeth, Elspeth Spindle, I'm gonna say that's her name. And there's Raven, who I'm assuming is the male main character. I'm not 100% sure, but I get the vibes from him. I feel like they're already connected because of the cards they use. So basically, a little background about what this book is about. Elspeth was infected as a child, I think she was 9, by the fog that is in the town of Blunder, which the king has said that basically if you get infected, it's a danger and they need to be executed. So her father's actually one of the king's guards almost, and he has been protecting her whole life and sent her away, trying to figure out if the infection has brought on any special powers that she's not meant to have. The town is based around the fog and this magic where they all have like a card system, and the card system deals out certain powers that people can tap into and like collect the powers, but then also tap out and the powers go back to the card. So yeah, it's like a very different magic system to ones that I've ever read. I've not had one where they're with cards as such. Wrapping my head around what all the cards mean and what sort of powers they are, that took me a little minute to get through, but the actual like fantasy world itself hasn't been really, the world building wasn't overly hard to digest. That was quite easy to pick up, so that was really nice. So far it's been so much fun already. Definitely got the gothic autumn vibe, so it's just making me feel so good, especially with the rain today. I'm like, yes, this is perfect. I'm just now trying to figure out like plot twists. Like I am writing down all my notes for all the plot twists that I believe are gonna happen. I am loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Loving it. It's a couple days later since I last checked in with you. I have finished One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. It took me a while to fully like make a decision on like what I was going to rate this. It's got one of the most fascinating magic systems that I've ever read. It was so captivating, but I also did find it difficult to fully grasp everything, and that included just like what all of the cards meant and like just like in general the whole magic system, because I'm a bit slow. So it took me a little bit, but it was so much fun to like learn it. The world building as well was not crazy, but again, it just took me a little while because the way that this author's writing is done, it's just like very lyrical, and also there's like a lot of rhyming. It definitely took me a lot longer than like my usual reads to read. Like I felt like I had to read every single word so like intently, because if I misunderstood a sentence, I felt like I was gonna like miss something important. It definitely took me a little bit longer than usual. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the romance aspect as well. I would say the romance aspect is definitely like a subplot. However, there was one spice scene, so this was more than Powerless. Powerless didn't have any. With it though, One Dark Window did have like an insta-lovey sort of vibe to it. I felt like, I think his name is Raven, R-A-V-Y-N, Raven. I'm just gonna say Raven. It's probably wrong. I felt like he was just a little bit dull, and like he definitely fell first. Like she was very weary of him, but like he fell first, and I felt like he just needed, to be honest, like more red flags. I felt like that was my issue. Like I felt like he was too a goodie, even though he was meant to be the bad guy. Just needed a little bit more personality. Overall, it was really fast paced. I enjoyed the gothic vibes, definitely got the autumn vibes, and I was really enjoying it. The magic system alone should be a reason for you to read this, and I feel like book 2 is going to get better because of the cliffhanger that it left on. I ended up giving this 4 stars, and I think book 2 comes out next month, so I'll definitely be picking that up because I'm super excited to just see where this goes. Now, to discuss my final book of the month, I did again put up another story onto my Instagram for you guys to pick and choose, and this one was not as close as the last one, so we did definitely had a clear winner by probably like 20 hours in. I'll show you guys what books we had to choose from and then what the winners were on my story. So Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber has won. I've been wanting to read this for so long because I know it's part of the same world as Caraval, which I've not read yet, so I thought if I like this, I'm gonna go get the trilogy as well and just read it because I've heard such good things about this author. I did actually start it already. I'm at page 64, which is chapter 9. One thing I've noticed about this, which I usually pick this up straight away, I don't know what it was, maybe I must have been tired when I started it because I went straight in after One Dark Window, but I didn't realize it was in third person. Like, that never happens. Like, I was just reading, I was just like, oh, this is so great, this is so entertaining, and then I was like, wait a second. I was like, it's third person. I had no idea. It took me a while. Now that I've pointed it out in my brain's just like sticking to that, and I just need to get myself out of that mindset again and back to what I was first like when I started it. So anyway, so if I'm really liking like the fairy tale aspect of it. I've just met Jax, which is in the first chapter, and he's mentioned on the back. He is the god of, oh, he's the prince of hearts, sorry, not the god of hearts. I'm really liking it. I'm liking the world. I'm liking the whimsicalness. I'm probably going to try and read a lot of this today because it has been a couple days since I finished One Dark Window. I read nothing yesterday. Hopefully I can smash this out today because this was reading really quick compared to One Dark Window. I was flying through pages and the text is bigger. I'm so excited. I just changed my jumper as well, but I want to go to the shops right now and get some like decorations for my bookshelf because like I've started to like reorganize it all, but I hate it. So now I'm like, let's go get some decorations so I can kind of make it feel like it's cute, you know? Otherwise I'm just gonna stare at it and hate it. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the shops now and I'll let you guys know what I get when I get back. Unsuccessful. I ended up getting some coat hangers because I need more. I got like this dish thing. I honestly think it's for candles, but I'm not going to use it for a candle. I was thinking about using it on my bedside table just to put all my jewelry in when I go to bed. This was the only successful purchase for my bookshelf that I got, but I don't even know if I'm going to put it on my bookshelf. It's alright. I mean, it does the job. So what I'm thinking of is, so here's all the stuff I've received from like companies and publishers and authors, those sorts of things. I'm thinking I might just put them in the basket because usually they just sit on my shelf and it looks so messy because it's just everywhere. And then I can get like a cute pencil case so I can put all of my tabs and like my highlighters and get all my pens together and just put them in like a spot, and then I can maybe put them on the shelf. Maybe I will just sit this like here in the corner next to my other computer screen. Hey guys, I'm doing my final check-in. I look a mess. I've just showered and washed my hair and done nothing with it, so it's like, it's gone Hagrid, but that's besides the point. I've just finished Once Upon a Broken Heart. I've been laying in bed all day today trying to finish it because I only got like 100 pages in last night. I've read like the last 200 pages since probably like maybe 10 o'clock this morning. It's probably like now, it's almost 1 o'clock. I found this really easy to read in comparison to One Dark Window, which I think I mentioned in my last clip, but the same has stayed. I think I've just realized that I haven't really given like a rundown of like what this is about. Without giving too much away, this follows Evangeline, and Evangeline has made she's made a deal with one of the fates. Like when you do make a deal with the fates, they usually want something in return and like, you know, tit for tat, those sorts of things, and you have to be really careful with your words. She makes a deal with him to stop the wedding for her sister and the boy that she's fallen in love with. In return, she has to kiss 3 people and he will stop the wedding. The wedding stops, obviously. He's twisted her words, and yeah, now it's just her trying to figure out what his deal is and what everyone's place is in her life. A lot of people are being very deceiving, and she's trying to figure out who who's actually trying to protect her. Meet along the way like dragons, there's vampires. It's very fairy tale-esque. You know where Shrek has those moments in the movies where all the fairy tales come together in his swamp and they're all just hanging out? It sort of gives me those vibes because it's just like a bit of everything thrown in. This took me so long to get into, knowing that it is fast-paced. It was so slow. Like the first 200 pages, I would say that maybe even more than 200. I would even say like 250 to 300 pages. It was not picking up for me. I was like, okay, I'm just like learning lots of things about the world. But then it got really good towards the end and I was like very intrigued with like the vampires and like there's like lots of different things that are happening. Besides that, I don't know, it just didn't capture my attention in the same way that the other books did. So I think for now, like in my head, I'm thinking it's a 3.5 stars, even though I did like it a lot towards the end. But if I didn't have that ending, it probably would have been a lower rating. I did go and check Goodreads because, you know, that's just what you do when you finish a book. And a lot of people were saying the same thing. So I was like, thank God it wasn't just me. I went and checked then the Goodreads reviews for the second book, which is The Ballad of Never After, because I was like, I just want to know if other people say that this is as slow or if the series continues as it was the last 25%. People are saying that this book was just 100 times better than this, and a lot of people loved this book and still said this was like way better. And then the people who said that they didn't like it, which is a few of my mutuals who didn't like Once Upon a Broken Heart, they said that they loved this more. So in other words, this is where the money maker is, and I'm feeling like I'm going to be a little bit generous and I might include this book in this video just because, like, obviously it's part of the same and they read so fast. And if this is going to be really good, maybe I can get it finished by tonight and then I can just add it in as an extra. I can always like take this part out anyway if I don't end up doing it. And you guys will never know. I feel like I'm just going to jump straight in because today's just one of those days where it's gloomy outside and no one's home. And I just want to lay in bed and read. I've just finished it. I don't even know if I can talk about it tonight. I don't know. I think I literally finished it today. It's only like 8 o'clock, less than. Maybe 7 o'clock. It's so much better than the last book. I need to gather my thoughts and get back to you tomorrow because that was just a lot to consume. Anyway, I finished it. Did you guys know I finished the book last night? And I just want to check in with my final thoughts because Stephanie Garber, I love you. I love you and I love what you've created, because at first I was very skeptical with book one. I thought, oh, I don't know, everyone's got this one wrong. I was, you know, 75%, I was like, no. Last 25, I was like, oh, this is getting interesting. Second book, I could not put it down. I was obsessed. Like, the characters who I thought were so boring in the first book, I was like, why are these people here? Like, they're just like such minor characters. I was like, oh, they're not interesting. Book two, they're the funniest characters ever. Like, the complete deception that you get from them in book one, and then like they flip the switch in book two, and you're just like, I love you, you're hilarious. I was laughing, cackling, giggling, smiling, all of it. It was so good. And I don't know if I'm just being really dramatic, but I'm feeling like it might be a 5-star read. Oh, I don't know, because I feel like sometimes I think it's a 5-star read and then 3 days later I'm like, that was a 3. So I might just think on it while I edit, and then I'll put my rating up on the screen of what I decide it will be. It was so much fun. And like, the chemistry and the tension, the red flags that I needed from One Dark Window were in this book now, because when you can't fully trust the male main character yet, that's when you know he's a good, like, you know that the book's going to be good, because I'm still like, this guy has done so many bad things to her, but I'm like, you are so hot for that. Like, so hot. I have some serious problems. Oh my god. Like, the plot was just so incredible. Like, I don't even think that I really missed it, because I was just so involved in figuring out the characters and the world and like who's deceiving who do you need to trust, where are things happening. You just want to figure it all out. You want to get the plot twist. And I think Ava may be in my good books, but she's also in my bad books because she deceived me. As much as the characters were deceiving me, she deceived me because at the end of the book, there's like something that happens and then she puts a "the end" page just randomly in the book. And I was like, oh my God, I was gasping for air. I didn't know what to do. I was having almost a panic attack. I was like, they can't just end the book like that. The next one doesn't come out for a month. And then I went to flip the page thinking it was going to be the acknowledgements. Oh no, goes straight into another like 8 or 7 chapters. I don't want anyone to feel that sort of pain that I went through for at least 20 seconds. It was gut-wrenching. It was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. So dramatic. I thoroughly enjoyed the pain. I thoroughly enjoyed the characters. I thoroughly enjoyed everything. But I have to wait another month. This whole video is literally me being like, I'm starting a new series and it's not finished and I can't complete it. Not fair. I've had such a good week reading these books. I think I'm gonna do it again because you guys chose such good books. And I'm just so happy like with reading fantasy right now. I don't know what it is. I do feel like I need some adult fantasy though. I feel like I've read a lot of YA, no spice, and I'm kind of vibing some spice right now. Yeah, they were so much fun. I'm so happy. I'm probably gonna leave the video here, but I've had the best time and I'm probably gonna do it again soon. And I'm in love with all these authors. I love these authors. They're so good. You guys have to read them. I honestly can't even choose one book to recommend. I recommend all of these books. They were really good. You have to read all of them. Thanks for watching today's video and I'll see you guys in the next one.